The massive diplomatic station hung suspended in the void between star systems, its crystalline spires gleaming with the accumulated wisdom of 17 different civilizations. Inside the central chamber, representatives from across the galaxy had gathered for what many considered the most crucial peace summit in recorded history. The war between the Terran Federation and the Vorthan Empire had raged for 3 standard years, consuming entire star systems and threatening to drag neighboring species into the conflict. Ambassador Kane of the Terran Federation sat across from Supreme Commander Thal of the Vorthan Empire, while mediators from the Galactic Council observed with growing concern. The human delegation appeared restless, their leader checking his chronometer repeatedly as the negotiations dragged into their 4th day. "The terms are more than generous," declared High Arbiter Vel, her 6 arms gesturing gracefully as she spoke. "The Vorthan Empire offers to withdraw from the disputed Kepler sectors, while the Terran Federation agrees to limit expansion beyond the Orion Arm for the next century." Kane leaned back in his chair, his expression unreadable. "The offer has merit, but my government requires additional considerations." Commander Thol's scaled features darkened. "What more could your species possibly demand? We offer you exclusive mining rights to 3 mineral-rich worlds and unrestricted passage through our trade routes." The other galactic representatives exchanged worried glances. The Altarian delegate, a floating jellyfish-like creature, pulsed with nervous energy. Surely such terms exceed any reasonable expectation of victory through continued warfare. Kane stood abruptly, his human companions following suit. "I appreciate the Council's efforts, but I must consult with my superiors. We will resume tomorrow." As the humans filed out, the remaining delegates erupted in concerned chatter. The Vorthan Empire had offered concessions that exceeded anything they had granted in their 1,000-year history. The peace terms heavily favored humanity, yet the Terran delegation seemed unmoved. "Their behavior makes no sense," whispered Counselor Nyx, a crystalline being whose thought patterns were visible as shifting colors within her transparent form. "No rational species would reject such advantageous terms." High Arbiter Vel's expression grew troubled. "Perhaps we have underestimated human psychology. Their species has a reputation for unpredictability." The next morning, the human delegation returned with unexpected news. Ambassador Kane's demeanor had shifted from cautious to resolute. After careful consideration, the Terran Federation must withdraw from these negotiations. The chamber fell silent. Commander Thol's claws extended involuntarily. "This is madness. Your fleet is outnumbered 3 to 1. Your supply lines are stretched across half the galaxy. You cannot hope to achieve through warfare what we offer freely at this table." Kane's smile was cold. "Commander, you assume we intend to continue this war as we have been fighting it." The galactic representatives leaned forward, sensing a shift. In the human's tone that promised something terrible, High Arbiter Vel's voice carried a note of warning. "Ambassador Kane, whatever your species is planning, consider the consequences. The galaxy has seen enough destruction." "The galaxy has seen nothing yet," Kane replied calmly. 3 days ago, while we sat in these chambers discussing terms, a Terran Federation completed construction of our new weapon systems. We call them planet crackers. The Vorthan delegation recoiled as if struck. Commander Thol's scales rippled. With shock. "You speak of weapons that violate every galactic convention. No civilized species would dare." "Who said anything about being civilized?" Kane interrupted. "You all seem to forget that humans are newcomers to this galactic community. We have not spent millennia learning your rules of engagement. We have not developed your sophisticated codes of honor. We are a young species, and we fight like one." The human ambassador activated a holographic display showing the schematic of a massive vessel. bristling with weapons that defied conventional understanding. Each planet cracker carries enough firepower to shatter a world's crust. We have constructed 50 of them. Counselor Nix's crystalline form flickered with terror. You cannot be serious. To destroy inhabited worlds would be genocide on an unimaginable scale. Then convince the Vorthan Empire to surrender unconditionally, Kane said simply. Our terms are simple. Complete withdrawal from all disputed territories. Payment of war reparations equivalent to our military expenditures, and the surrender of their entire battle fleet. Commander Thal stood, his massive frame towering over the table. These demands are impossible. You ask us to abandon our sovereignty. We ask you to choose between sovereignty and survival, Kane replied. The first planet cracker reaches the Vorthan homeworld in 72 hours. Every day you delay your surrender, we select another world to demonstrate our resolve. The galactic representatives sat in stunned silence. The peaceful species that had mediated conflicts for millennia found themselves witnessing the emergence of something unprecedented, a civilization willing to embrace total war rather than accept reasonable compromise. High Arbiter Vel's voice trembled as she spoke. The Galactic Council will not stand idle while you commit such atrocities. Kane turned to face her directly. The Galactic Council is welcome to try stopping us. But remember, we developed these weapons while fighting a war on multiple fronts. Imagine what we might create if we focus our entire industrial capacity on a single enemy. As the human delegation prepared to leave, Kane paused at the chamber's entrance. The galaxy has operated under the assumption that all species eventually embrace peace and reason. You have built your entire civilization on the belief that warfare has limits, that some boundaries will never be crossed. Humanity is here to teach you otherwise. The humans departed, leaving behind a chamber full of galactic leaders who suddenly understood that the galaxy's newest members played by entirely different rules. The age of civilized warfare was ending, and something far more dangerous was beginning.